it's Paul Ryan. Last couple of weeks, I covered what I refer to as undercurrents in the digital music world. The new model of music has spawned a sudden rise in the independent musician and their companion, they're joined at the hip, the home studio. Neither really existed to any great degree until streaming took hold. For today, I'm going to stay with the indie artists and a subtle skill set that they're going to need to develop to be successful. And that skill is the ability to cut through the 99,000 songs being uploaded each and every day. One of the unique elements of music is the combination of art and business. Art, the creation of something brand new, a new song, something nobody's ever heard or written before. Business is the setting up of your DSPs, a website, Google Ads, or some other promotional vehicle. Creating a brand new song is not easy. It's really hard work, but it can also be fulfilling and fun. On the business nuts and bolts side, I think it's fair to say that while some might enjoy it, generally speaking, musicians would prefer to spend time with their guitar than on the business side. It's the strangest thing whereby two disparate skill sets are required to build a musical career. On the one hand, the actual music has to be top-notch. It's the product the musician or label is selling. Creatively speaking, you can build the musical equivalent of a Lamborghini or a broken-down old food cart. Either way, the product still needs to somehow become noticed amongst those 99,000 new songs every day. To illustrate, let's say your material is of the highest quality, a Lamborghini. Your songwriting is excellent. The melodies are catchy. You have grade A production values. You have the embellishments we covered in an earlier show. And the song is beautiful. Now, an entirely different set of skills are required to bring that Lamborghini to the consumer's attention. Point is that what a great song does, really, is it places the musician in a position to be successful. To complete the journey, though, she or he also needs to be okay on the business side. But how can these two totally diverse skill sets work side by side? Well, if you're fortunate enough, you can hire people. Many artists use agents and professionals within the industry to help them with their careers. If you're labeled, the record company is going to take care of a lot of those things. But if you're a smaller musician and maybe just starting out and you don't have a huge pocketbook, how do you become noticed? Well, I think everybody's probably got their own way. But for what it's worth, what I've tried to do is put sufficient music up online first. In other words, the Lamborghini, I hope mine's a Lamborghini and not a broken down old cart, but the music is up online. Then I'm going to look at ways to have people hear it. The creative versus business question really bothered me when I first re-entered music. As covered in some of my earlier shows, the music business is very, very unique. It's different from other industries. It's certainly any ones that I've worked in. As a result, our approach will need to be unique also. As far as being successful in time, the consumer will ultimately decide that. Continuing on this theme of undercurrents in today's music industry, what I have for next week has been the cause of speculation, consternation, excitement, wonder, and a lot of other things. Whether it's an undercurrent, a megatrend, or elephant in the room, next week I'm going to look at AI and its role in music as we move forward.
That was an interesting look at the world of music, right? Okay, now it's time for one of Paul's songs.
Have you ever driven a car in the Northeast or an area with a large population of squirrels running on the roads? If so, maybe you can empathize with the song, I Don't Break for Squirrels. I intended this song to be a humorous look at the road hazard these animals can cause. Hope you enjoy it.
I was fussing with a switch on my new ride. the ragtop curled up and locked behind, thinking this just seemed like one fine day. I took a left, turned on to Matthew's Way. Suddenly I hit the brakes real hard. A squirrel danced in front of the car. Steered away and swerved, I tried to miss, but spun around and wound up in a ditch. I don't break for squirrels and the dangerous games they play. They run, stop, turn, stop, run the other way. It happens in a second, the choices aren't so great. Skid around and hit some tree, or accelerate. As I sat there in a daze beside the road, realized that I was not alone. Other cars were scattered across the lanes. Everything had stopped on Matthew's Way. One car was over on its side, another dripping green stuff next to mine. People looking angry, numb and frayed, checking out the damage on Matthew's Way. I don't break for squirrels and the dangerous games they play. They run, stop, turn, stop, run the other way. It happens in a second, the choices aren't so great. Skid around and hit some tree, or accelerate.
So after last week on the musical life of Freddie Spaghetti, we know he's been very busy with his music. What's he up to today?
As Freddie sits in a motel one night in the outskirts of Pittsburgh, he wonders aloud, is this how all the pros feel, or is it just me? I've got everything I've always wanted. He picks up his phone and dials his old buddy and mentor, Bob Hackett. Maybe Bob can shed some light on this growing darkness he feels. Hey, Spaghetti! Freddie can't believe how great that voice sounds. He speaks to Britt and his mom all the time, but he hasn't revealed to them this growing dilemma. But Hackett's someone who's been through it, and maybe, just maybe, he could possibly help Freddie figure some things out. How's things, Bob? There was a pause on the line. Honestly, not great, Freddie. I'm sick. I lost my farm. As the conversation continues, it becomes clear that his friend can no longer perform, at least not for a little while. He has had cancer, and he's had to sell his property just to pay some medical bills. His girlfriend is working 2 jobs, and the family's getting by, but barely. Freddie's problems seem suddenly very small and insignificant. He asks if, can I do anything? The conversation ends with Freddie promising to visit as soon as he can get away. There's the problem right there, Freddie screams at nothing in particular in his motel room. Geez, I can't even go see him. This is major league suckage.
On behalf of Paul and Ryan Toons, thank you for listening to this week's Sound Threads. Please check us out next week for another round of Sound Threads.